Hello, 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 hello. What's happening? What's up? What's good and what it do? Dr. Elegant Soul Food, the consecrated nature baby, coming through with the Ask Aunt Boogie edition of my YouTube channel. I've been asked to do this for a long time, and I've kind of like if you've been on my channel for a while, it's a lot of you that's there. You know and you understand, what's going on. And I share quite a bit with you guys about how I see things in the world and things that are happening. I have so many different levels and layers to this channel. That's because there's so many different levels and layers to life. And so as I move warmly through this world, when I say warmly, I mean that 99% of my experiences that I have are very warm and very kind and very gentle. And a lot of that is the reflection of the energy that I'm putting out there because I believe things reverberate. So I've been asked on more than one occasion to share my experiences. My ministry is actually youth ministry, and I've known this for decades that I'm supposed to minister to children, and that's taken on various forms. And to quote the words of someone that I used to be a coworker with, who had no children and was in her 40s, and she said, "I'm going to be the mother to thousands because of the type of work I do." She was a licensed counselor, working at the high school, and that resonated with me. And I was afforded the opportunity to be a mother, and I have been afforded the opportunity to be an educator and to work with the youth. And I continue to work with the youth, although they're young adults, they're still younger than me, right? And also that mentoring is peer mentoring as well as, mentoring up. But I said all that to say the Ask Aunt Boogie segment, my actual biologicals call me Aunt Boogie. And so we get into these discussions and these talks and these Q&As about different things. And I've also had that with my peers. They would say, you should do a segment called Ask Aunt Boogie, where not only do we chop it up about some of the things that I talk about on my YouTube page, but we can also talk about anything that you want to talk about. It can be anything. So I invite you all to be here as a co-host of sorts as we chop it up. So you're more than welcome to either use your real name or not. You're more than welcome to come on and let your beautiful face be seen or not, or you can just do audio or not. There's this special thing about being an auntie. I've had the luxury to have a lot of aunties in my life. And just today, in preparation for doing the Aunt Ask Aunt Boogie, I went to go visit two of my remaining aunts. Are those my last two aunts? Well, I had to think about it. I'm too tired to put that much energy in it. For not fear, but for the depths of which it would take me to start to process having a lot of aunts and going down to just two. And I went to visit two of my aunts today. And I think I only got two aunts left. I went to go visit my aunts today, and so I watched the trajectory of our relationship from me being a baby and a teen and a first time mom, and now being a seasoned adult, and the relationships that I have with my aunts, and the way that we can talk and relate to each other, and how that's leveled up and down over the years. And there's a special aspect about being an aunt where you can be a friend, you can be a sister, you can be a parent. And this is a three-strand cord that's wrapped into being an aunt. So there's times when you're the friend. There's times when you are the sibling and you just is, you know, giddy and whatever else you can be, with your niece or nephew. And then there's a time where you have to flex that wisdom, where you're likened to a mother to your niece or nephew. But it's a beautiful relationship and it's a beautiful space. So, with that being said, the door is open. Aunties don't talk. children against their parents. Aunties should not put their nieces and nephews in harm's way, and aunties should not encourage them to do wrong. But we could cut up together because you're gonna cut up in a safe space with your auntie, right? So auntie is the one that you call if you get in trouble or you need to get out and you don't want nobody to know. You know, auntie is the one that you call just to vent and get some things off your chest. So with that being said, we'll break it down a little bit more as time goes by. Um, so if anybody wants to join in, oh, let me drop the link in. I'm so sorry. We could have been had this going on. Hold on. Let me find the link. Let me find the link. Let me find the link so I can share. This it. Copy. Copy. Okay, so the link to join and ask me a question. It could be about anything and everything. It don't matter. You are free. You are free to say anything and everything. Again, you can show your beautiful face or not. You can just do audio or you can just drop something in the chat. So the doors of the church are open. Come through and let's rap a taste. I want to ask Aunt Boogie. How did I come up with the name Aunt Boogie? My friends growing up, because I was known to be a dancer and a singer, I guess you could say an entertainer. And because I dance so much all the time, they would call me Aunt Boogie. I mean, not Aunt Boogie, L Boogie, because my legal name back in the day, for sure, for sure. That's all they called me was by the variations of the L name. Anyway, that's where it came from. And so I used to think about, when I have grandkids, I have none yet. Well, what about my grandkids to call me? And it used to be Boogie, because all my friends in A School and Booms call me Boogie. And so my nieces, I had the nephews, I had them start calling me Aunt Boogie. My friends call me Boogie to this day. And then I decided as I got older that my grandkids are not going to call me Boogie because that might be like the Boogie Monster. And so that they could call me Elegant. We got somebody coming in. You're being added to the stage. Hi, Joy. Do you have a question for Aunt Boogie? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm tired. I'm very, very
Understandable.
tired.
It's the end of the week and the beginning of the week. I get that.
My God, speak on it. I click my apple juice to you. What you got for Aunt Boogie today?
So I just had a question about. So I really want to have kids one day, but I'm 27, and it feels like that's just not something that's gonna happen for me anytime soon in my future. I was just wondering, like, what the cards are looking like for me in that aspect. If I'm gonna find, a man who will be the right partner so that I could foster a family of my own. Since, like I said, I'm 27. I'm getting up there. People are always surprised when I tell them I don't have kids yet, but I want them.
And that's a thing with your generation. This wave started maybe 20 years ago where people were starting to be later parents very later. Now it's more commonplace than anything, and it's kind of like society was like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like if you get pregnant at an early age, then they want to talk about that. But then if you get to be a certain age and don't have kids, they're like, well, what's wrong with you? You want to talk about that.
Yep, yep,
I think the beauty of it is that you still have time. And when you were like, what's the energy around it? I always try to encourage people, especially I'm an auntie to so many people. Um, Encourage you to tap into your own self, whatever religious belief that you have. I'm hoping that some aspect of what you believe spiritually makes you believe that you were made in the image of a creator or of a source, or even if you come from the universe, that something puts you together, right? And
yep.
so you can call that energy in in proper order. It's all inside of you. It's nothing external. And I went to go see Grace Jones, who's the ultimate everything. I don't even know if you know who she is. But Grace Jones said something that was so significant. She said, the more you love yourself, the more others will love you. And the less you love yourself, the less others will love you. And I thought that was so significant for her to say. And she was in concert with Janelle Monáe. So that brought a younger audience that that Grace may not have gotten just on her own because they don't know who she is. I don't know if you know who she is. You know who Grace Jones is?
No, but I do know Janelle Monae.
See what I'm saying? Okay, there would be no Janelle Monáe if it wasn't for Grace Jones. So I said all that to say the message that she said, the more you love yourself, the more others will love you. So the more you embody the wife and the mother role every day right now, the more you embody it. So there was a time that I was going to get married, and we had like 95% of the marriage paid for. We was ready, we was going to do this damn thing. And part of my energy was I'll become wife like after we cross that threshold. I'm not saying that that was wrong, but I understand more about frequency now than I did then. What I was holding back and giving of myself and to myself, as well as to that relationship and us building a family, was what was required. My energy, had I been operating in a wife mindset, I believe the outcome would have been different. I have no regrets. I thank God it didn't work out. But I'm saying that to give an example to you. Is that it resonating with you at any on any level? That if
Yeah.
you start to embody the nurturing, the nurturing of yourself, the preparation of everything in your life, where there's place for it. Um, Many years ago, I got this broken in my spirit about having room to have a home, or having room to have a new job, or having room to have whatever this next thing that I wanted. And the revelation that God gave me was your hands are full. Your life is so full, you don't have any space for that to be. So you have to carve out a space for that. And that meant getting rid of some people, some places, relocating, and just tearing myself away in the most spiritually painful way, but also the most spiritual liberating way. There was a place, prepare a place for there to be a bassinet. Well, let me get back in order. Prepare a place for there a man to be.
Hmm.
Prepare a place to nurture yourself how you're supposed to be nurtured in that relationship. So when that guy comes along, you'll know if he's meeting the criteria for the things that you expect and require in that relationship, because you're accustomed to having them. Like in the intro, when I was talking about how I get handled warmly everywhere I go, how I meet so many kind and loving and genuine people. And it's because that's the energy that I'm bringing. So I experience, you know, negative situations like less than 1% of the time, no matter where I go, grocery store, gas station, walking alone, traveling out the country, wherever by myself. I'm
Hmm.
always handled warmly because that is my vibration. So once you get that wifey vibration, it sure happened to me. Like guys would just see me and they'd be like, damn, you got wife all over you. You married? And I'd be like, yep, I ain't trying to deal with you. But but they would say it. So
Yeah.
pay attention to the type of compliments that you're getting, and knowing if you are in that space already or if you're working towards that space. So if you know that you're not in that space yet and somebody tries to talk to you, you know that's a distraction.
Absolutely. Do you have any like recommendations for things that I can do to let that energy in? Because I feel like the way I've been operating these last couple of years is I did have a journey of, coming to peace with just being in myself and being single and being comfortable with that. But I feel like at some point during the process, I sort of removed the space for anyone else to fill
Mm.
a space in my life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There was this song out. I don't know, maybe this is part of your generation. Like, she independent. She got her own house. She got her own car. She a bad
Yep,
bitch.
yep.
When people would say stuff like that to me, I'd be like, absolutely not. I'm not independent. I'm responsible. I have plenty of room for the right person to come in and take over and handle some aspects of things, but yet allow me to be my individual self. So that's a question that you can answer. Where do you see yourself not receiving blessings? Like, um, in my younger years, or people would try to give me money or do something for me, and I'd be like, "No, I got it, I'm okay." And then someone's like, "Stop doing that." People are trying to bless you, and you're not making space for people to bless you. You have it, but you also can keep what you have and receive from somebody that don't want something from you. They're not trying to have a transactional relationship with you. They are merely just wanting to bless you and give you something just out of the kindness of their heart. Maybe they're spiritually tithing just by sharing something with you. So maybe do a self evaluation about areas where you're nurturing, areas where you would like to have some support, and how you can be a damsel in distress in those situations. Um, it just depends on what kind of relationship you want. Some women like chivalrous men. Some women have never experienced chivalry from a man, so they don't really know what to expect with that. I would say stay away from these rom coms until you get your spirit right. I guess let me scratch some of that. Not stay away from rom com, but understand the difference between Hollywood and reality. So,
Mm, mhm.
one of the shows that I didn't think I was gonna like, that I actually started to watch, was Queen Sugar. Are you familiar with that?
I don't believe so, no.
I didn't think I was gonna like it, and then it was like during the pandemic, you start watching everything because you just like
Yeah.
nowhere. And I realized the I prefer black men. It was probably six different black men and six different black relationships. The way that those men treated their women in those relationships, it just did something for me. It almost like made me levitate. I was just like, that's the frequency my heart will accept.
Mm,
So
mhm.
seeing those play out, and seeing the one guy that was cheating on his wife, he got caught cheating. She found out and she showed her ass. And what he said to her was so clear. She meant nothing to me, and I'm agreeing with her. So nothing broke us up, right?
Mhm.
And so when the lady that he was cheating with, came back like, I thought we had something. Look at all this I did for you. He was like, you were never going to take the place of my wife. You were just something to do because I was on the road a lot away from my wife. He was a ball player. And what he went through to sacrifice and to prove to her that he was wrong, admitting he was wrong, and doing what he could to get in their good graces. It took probably 3 seasons for them to get back together, but he was consistent. The other guys, older and younger, the way that they work through the dialogue. And it's another show I just watched recently called Malcolm and Marie, with
Mhm.
Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington, and Zendaya. It was getting on my absolute nerves. But you know what? It turned out to be such a testimony of what staying power looks like in a relationship, for that relationship to mirror back to you who you are and what you say you about and where you fall short, but yet I love you. It annoyed me because it was a lot of arguing, and I don't have the capacity to argue. But then I'm watching this movie like it's getting on my nerves, but at the same time, like, give it a chance because something's happening here. They're showing you aspects of what a relationship looks like over a course of years, and this is coming to a head, and they're actually listening to each other, and they're not letting intimacy get in the way or distract them from what's going on in their relationship.
Mm.
So maybe watching the Queen Sugar series, and maybe starting with Malcolm in Marie, and looking at that movie and just really like take note to the things that resonate with you and why they resonate with you. We all have some I don't want to say toxic traits. Some people have toxic traits, some people have immature traits, some people just don't know. And there's a lot of unknowns until you've lived through an experience in a long time relationship with somebody. It's just some things you're not going to get. So those are like one movie and one TV series that I would like recommend, where you can see healthy aspects of men and women, and if you prefer, black men and black women loving and relating to each other, that you could start saying, I like that, I don't like that. That surprised me. That I was judgmental. Man, I assumed this, that, and the third, but then look how this scenario turned out. I believe in both cases they got it right in terms of examining the highs and the lows of a relationship and breaking through to get what you need. And that starts to resonate with who you are and how you're going to show up.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I would say, as you start to figure yourself out, um, be available in spaces, not only spaces that you enjoy going to, um, whether that's concerts or whatever. Um, Put yourself in spaces out of your comfort zone, like the water tower. I'm not sure where you are, but what area?
I live in Chicago.
Okay, water tower, downtown Chicago. If you're looking to get a pair of socks, a pair of pantyhose, a pair of earrings, go to the water tower, downtown Chicago, instead of just going to your local place. Stretch yourself out in areas. Go down Oak Street. Go down the Ivory and the Gold Coast, and go have
Yeah.
brunch in spaces like that, just so you can run into different people in the places, yeah, outside of your comfort zone. Because one of the beautiful things about having community is everybody knows everybody, everybody gets familiar, and people tend to have a lot in common in those communities.
Hmm.
But if you're looking for something that's not in your community, you should go to a place where it resonates with you more. So for some people, that could be the South Side of Chicago. God forbid it could be the West Side. I ain't not date anybody
Uh,
from the West Side of Chicago. I
mm-mm.
said it.
Been
I
there, done that. I agree.
Oh my God. I'm set tripping South Side. I am.
Absolutely.
I am. I hope I answered your question. Is there anything that I didn't clarify on, or you had another question about?
No, I mean, you made perfect sense. You resonated because the foundation for starting a family is finding the person to start that family with. So,
And being the person.
yeah, absolutely. And being the person who's ready to start that family and accept that and have that space in my life. So, I really appreciate your words today.
I dare you to start babysitting, because when I tell you about being a mother to millions, and anybody that's listening, if you feel free to jump in, if you wanted to respond to the caller, feel free to jump in. Um, I babysat for decades. I babysat people in my family. I babysat my neighbors' kids, people I didn't even know kids. I babysat, and I was like a baby whisperer. People would always tease me about how kids would always be on me when we go places. I have a baby. I'm like, I don't even know who baby this is. The neighbor's kid. I'm
Yeah,
like, what is happening? Um, there are opportunities to babysit if you want to just feel like, I don't know if you have time to just um, get vetted on a space. Oh, I can't think of the name of the space, but it's a space where you can get vetted for babysitting, and just start experiencing keeping kids of people that you don't know, and just see what that's like, your temperament with the kid, and just getting to be comfortable around kids. The more often that
mm,
you babysit and do stuff like that, a lot of your nurturing instincts will start to come in.
for sure. I think I want to start with my friends' kids. You know, these days people be raising their kids a little different. Like we got iPad kids.
I think that's a problem. Nothing I can do about it though. I totally don't agree with
Yeah.
that. And I pulled a card for you, and one says that close your eyes and open your heart,
Mm,
and the other one is your greatest work is your legendary legacy. It
mm.
is number 7 and 42. If that means anything for you.
Yeah. Nice, nice, nice.
And your words create worlds. Oh my God. Yeah. So you might need to start doing some channeling and some chanting. And channeling and chanting, very much so. And close your eyes and open your heart. All the answers are inside of you. And that's what's going to be so legendary. And do you have a hobby?
Um, kind of. I like doing arts and crafts, kind of like solo hobbies.
Do any of those crafts feel personal to you? Like, do you feel like you're nurturing to any of the activities that you're building?
Yeah, I mean, I do feel a lot of like inner fulfillment when I do like my little crafts and express that creative side of me.
If I were you, I would think about volunteering at a school. They'll run background check on you and that kind of stuff, and you can volunteer to go and do arts and crafts with kids.
You know what's super interesting? I recently took a Uber and the driver actually has a nonprofit that he's moving to Chicago, and he asked if I would be interested in teaching music to kids.
There it
So
is.
that's really like wild that you said that. Yeah.
I'm true to this, not new to this.
Absolutely.
I hope that's been helpful for you, Joy. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you. You're not your first time here. Appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. You're lovely as always. I always really appreciate your insights.
Hey, that's what Aunt Boogie is here for. I call myself training up the next generation of aunties.
One day I'm gonna join you in the honesty roster.
Yes, 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 yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, love. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for having me up.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
So, um, again, talking about anything that you guys want to talk about today. This is Ask Aunt Boogie. You're free to chime in on any of the calls if you feel like you want to contribute something. Please feel okay. Okay, so yeah, again, we'll try to do this every Sunday. I've dedicated Sundays to working on my ancestral project. I just recently had an uncle transfer over to the other side. He's all spirit. He's all with us. He's with God. Um, and so I said I'm going to dedicate Sundays to actually working on my ancestral work. So and working on my business, um, and getting things going. So with that being said, I'm working on some of the things that I've said to again, if anybody's out there watching and you want to come on and ask a question, please just click the link. Let me put the link back in here where you can step in and ask a question. You can come on if you want to, or you can just use your voice, but you can ask me anything about anything. Join me live. We co-hosted together, Q&A, anything. So as I was saying to the last caller, Joy, about becoming a better auntie, one of the things that I said at my uncle's homegoing was for us to really focus on being the love of the people that have gone to the other side that we miss. And when I visited my aunties today, my one auntie, what did she say? Because I wrote it down. She said, "Love don't hurt nobody." Is that how she said it? Love don't hurt nobody. I always say, lead with love, let love lead the way. And I'm grateful that I still have my aunties and I can reach out and talk to them about anything and everything. I've noticed that there's, you know, a difference with some, as people age and have health situations or whatever. Or, sometimes the student surpasses the teacher. And that's, why I was saying to the last caller that, I'm here to build another generations of aunties. We all got to put it down one day. One day, we all got to put it down. So, in between time, I want to be as available to you all as I can. I share a lot of information on my channel, and I talk about various topics on my channel. I give a lot of free energy and free information out, and it's for a reason. I'm investing in you all. All the people that support me on this channel, I'm investing in you all and giving it all away, because the more of us that heal and love, it reverberates. There's this reverberation. Like I was saying at the top of this, how I keep encountering people that are kind, and how I keep encountering people that are genuine and don't mean me any harm. Doesn't mean that that other 1% that I encounter is not psycho or whatever their issues may be. But the good outweighs the bad in all situations. And that's what I want you all to level up on and see. And so that's what Ain't Boogie is all about. Okay, if anybody has any questions, again, you can click in the link. Feel free to join me. Feel free to ask me anything. I don't know where I should go with this. I could pull some energy until we get some more people. Again, I'm going to try to do this every week, because this is the day that I was supposed to work on my family projects. But I visited two aunts today, and one of my little cousins who's getting ready to go to the military, I went to go see her off. She's leaving in the morning, and I'm pretty excited for her. And she calls me, she's my little cousin, but she calls me TT, and I'm gonna just share some of the information, some of the things that I shared with her. These are things that TTs do for their nieces. Where's my message? Okay. So I told her, don't be afraid. And when you are afraid, remember to do the right thing. And that God is close to the brokenhearted. She just graduated in May, and she's getting ready to go off into the world. And she's going to Oklahoma. And I know how it can feel to just be away from anything and everybody that you know. And just at 18 years old, the world says you're supposed to go, you're supposed to get out there, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this and do that. It's just like, hey, but I'm not ready, or hey, I'm not sure. And that could make you afraid. So I told her that, when she feels like something is breaking her heart, that God is always close to the brokenhearted. Part of that conversation was we've lost so many people in our family. And when you start to have growing pains, you just don't know what's going to come up. And I told her she'll discover herself through these situations. She'll discover her strength in all of it. Fear, strength, finding yourself, and doing the right thing is all beautiful and divinely guided. And that I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I celebrate you. And also that I will be there. So send me your address, because Ain't Boogie will be coming to see you and to check on you and to see how things are going. And, here's my address. Let's write each other, because she won't have her phone. She's going to be doing military, into the military. Like, so feel free, to reach out to me at any time, and you will see me in Oklahoma because that's one state I don't recall spending some time. I don't think I've ever been to Oklahoma, but I'll be going to Oklahoma and I get a shot glass everywhere I go. So I'll be going to see her and giving my shot glass and making sure she's all right and that she looks good or better than the last time that I saw her, or it's gonna be some mess because that's what aunties do. You don't take care of our nieces and our nephews, it's gonna be some. So what they say, don't start none, won't be none. Don't start none, won't be none. Okay. Well, I don't see anybody else reaching out to join us. I got a couple of text messages. People are getting off work or going to parties and this, that, and the third. But I wanted to get it going and let you know that A Boogie is here and that I'll always be willing to come through and answer some questions. And we could talk it and chop it up about anything. I am going to get back to our date night videos as well as our Workforce Wednesdays. I thought Workforce Wednesdays were going good. Um, we were talking about stop and frisk. So feel free to join me on those days. Wednesdays is Workforce Wednesdays, and Thursday is date night where we could talk about everything. We kind of had like a date night one tonight, but this is some things I really want to share with y'all. Oh, where's the book to this? Because this is an interesting text. Gratitude again, nourish the sacred feminine. To the last caller, nourish the sacred feminine. That's your key to freedom. Nourish the sacred feminine. Nourish the sacred feminine. Find your sacred space if you're still online. I love to be an auntie. Let me see something. I'd love to be an auntie. Yes. It's a beautiful space. It's a beautiful space. It's a beautiful space. It's a very special place to be an aunt. Like I say, you're a friend, you're a sister, and all that can be starting some shit. And and you have the trump card of being like a mother as well. And I hope I've been that to my nieces and nephews. Hope they found a sacred place in our relationship where they can have a no judgment zone. Now, I'm not going to agree with everything that you say. I'm not going to tell you that everything you say and do is right because there is no anybody is 100% right about everything, which is we're seeing happening in our political climate. I don't like yes people around me. I don't like somebody every time I say something you agree with what I say. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I wasn't even sure about that. I was asking you a question. You just like, yeah, I agree. I have no space for you in my world. I used to have a friend like that when I was in college, and no matter what, she would agree with everything I said. And I was just like, this is not right. Self love. Today, I love myself fully. I accept myself exactly as I am. I am able to recognize my own divinity and to appreciate the purity of my soul. I take my time to care for myself. Oh, I take the time to care for myself. I enjoy myself. I nourish myself. I am kind to myself. I am grateful for who I am. Boom, shaka, laka, boom, shaka, laka, boom. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm checking the chat to see if there's any questions in the chat. No questions in the chat. I'm gonna check one more time to see if the people that asked me to come on here be available. If not, I'm gonna go iron my clothes for work tomorrow and gonna make me a elegant soul food salad. You know what that is? Is a bunch of fruit cut up with edible flowers. That's how I go down. Cause I'm going to work tomorrow. Going in the office. I'm at a going away party. Oh, a going away party. I hope that means they relocating. That mean, what does that mean? Knock knock. Who's there? All right, getting ready to log off soon. Do y'all have WhatsApp? Okay, I'm an old lady. What's going on with WhatsApp? I need to ask y'all a question. What is up with WhatsApp? I need y'all to help an old lady out. I be getting these random messages, and I'm kind of mean sometimes. I'm kind of mean sometimes. But when you start coming with these weirdo things, again, welcome to Ask Ain't Boogie. You can call and ask me about anything. You can come on live. You can you can come on live and show your beautiful face, or you can just tap something, chat something in the chat, or you can show your face, or you can just come on and just speak with me. Um, what is up with WhatsApp? I get these random messages and links and stuff from people in WhatsApp. I had not ever wanted to use it. I thought it was just a big scam thing. I started using it when I went to Cuba because that was the way I could communicate with people back in the States. And that's the way the people that I was linking up with in Cuba, how I could communicate with them through WhatsApp. I guess it's international. I don't know. But I feel like it's a scam because I just checked my messages and I had like a WhatsApp and it's like, ugh. I'm like, ugh. And what's with these acronyms? Okay, now Aunt Boogie is asking y'all, what's up with these acronyms? Every time somebody texts me a WYD, I deleted, I blocked some people because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm an auntie. I am a mother. I was born in the 60s. You're going to have to talk to me in a language that I can understand. Thank you. So, yeah, this is somebody from the Dominican Republic. Block. I ain't going to cuss you out, but I'm going to block you. I don't know what's happening. I don't trust WhatsApp. Don't trust it. Okay, well, that's been this installation of Axe Aunt Boogie. I see no more questions in the chat. No one is nobody has clicked the link. The link is in the link is in the chat, and I'm gonna put the link up. Oh, I guess it won't help right here. But the link is in the chat that you can click on if you want to ask Aunt Boogie a question. You want to talk to Aunt Boogie? You want to talk to Dr. Elegant Soul Food, aka Aunt Boogie, and find out anything and everything. Anything and everything. Anything and everything we can discuss. There's no hold barred. Ask Aunt Boogie anything. Ask me anything. We can pull some energy. We could talk about love and life and politics. We could talk about makes me no difference. I'm here to be a resource for you. So I will try to come back next Sunday. We can make Sundays Ask Aunt Boogie. We'll try to do it around the 7, 8 o'clock hour. I will try to be consistent, and my apologies for when I have been inconsistent. But thank you for understanding, having patience, and knowing that I'm human and there's a lot happening. And yeah, we're gonna get through this together. We have built a community on this channel, and I'm grateful for you all. And I'm grateful and looking forward to learning from you all as well. I think that's one of the advantages, again, of being an auntie, as well as just becoming an elder. Not an older, but an elder. Elders just get older, but they don't gain any wisdom or maturity that they can share with themselves or anybody else. Becoming an elder, you you start to realize that your clock is running down, and that your time is limited and you want to give as much as you can while you can. And that's literally where I am. And so, you know, I'm going through my library and my index of everything, and I'm making space for the next phase of my life. And so I will be pouring out as much as I can in these videos for as long as I can. And I'm looking forward to my next level up. Levels, plural, up. I'm looking forward to it. All right. Well, God bless you. And thank you for joining me for X Boogie. Again, we'll see you next time. It'll definitely be on a Sunday around this time. We'll have Ask Boogie. You can come in, ask questions. You can put it in the chat. You can come on live and be a co-host with me. You can join in and help us talk to somebody else. You know, we both can share our experience because we can learn from each other. We are a community. So until next time, God bless you. Good night. Have a fantastic week. Show up in love and let love lead the way. First of all, figure out what love yourself means. I learned that from working with kids much younger than me, is that when we tell them to love themselves, they don't even know what we're talking about. So work on that. You got the whole world at your fingertips. Ask Chat GPT, whatever it is, what love yourself means, if that's what you do, if you just don't mind. Figure it out for yourself. Queen of Fool has books. There's Nedra, somebody. Can't think of her last name. I'll start bringing books. How about that? I'll start bringing books with me when we do Acts and Boogies on Sundays. For some recommended readings. Actually, I have two bookshelves up here and two downstairs, but we'll work on having books for reference as well. So again, thank you guys for joining us for this past 40 some minutes where we did Ask Ain't Boogie. We'll be back next Sunday around the same time. You can ask me questions about anything. We can co-host together. I can learn from you. You can learn from me. And remember, your auntie is like your friend, your sister, and your mom all rolled into one. And anything goes, and auntie gonna always keep your secrets and get you out of jam. So God bless you. Good night. And I'll see you next week on Axe Ain't Boogie. Same bat channel, same bat station. We're gonna keep this link live and going. Until real soon, peace, love, and blessings. Have a good night. Have a beautiful week.